I'll come down by about 0.5 inch and draw a straight line across. This line now will serve as my starting line. From this starting line, I'll come down by 2 inches. 2 inches is my puff allowance. Then from these 2 inches, I'll impute my actual sleeve cap measurement, which is 4 inches. Then I'll draw a straight line across. This straight line now will serve as my cap height. I'll go ahead now and impute my full sleeve measurement. So I'll use a full sleeve length of 12 inches plus 1 inch for sewing allowance, which will give me 13 inches. So I'll go ahead now and draw a straight line on this 13 inches. This line now is my full sleeve length plus sewing allowance. So you can choose to make yours longer or shorter. It all depends on what you want. On this cap height, I will impute my round armhole measurement divided by 2, which will give me 9 inches. So I'll mark the 9 inches and add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead now and extend this measurement to my 1.5 inches sewing allowance. Then I'll come to this starting line and come out by 1 inch. Now I'm blending this way, creating an S shape down to my sewing allowance. So let me blend it in so that you see it very well. I'll go ahead now and impute my round sleeve measurement. Now it all depends on how wide I want it to be. I wanted to use 9 inches, so this first one I'm doing now is 9 inches plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance, but I decided to change it to 8 inches plus 1.5 inch sewing allowance. So now it depends on how much allowance you want around the round sleeve. So I'll go ahead now and cut it out. So I hope you're enjoying the tutorial so far. Please don't forget to hit the like button. So I'm going ahead to transfer this pattern to the lining. I will also transfer the pattern to the fabric now. So I'll transfer my pattern to the fabric now. My fabric is folded into 4. So I'll be cutting the pattern on the wrong side of the fabric. Now I'm done cutting and this is what it looks like. So now I'm going to use this interfacing. This is gum stay. I will attach it to the fabric and also the lining. So I'm going to cut my gum stay into 4 now. 2 for the lining and 2 for the sleeve. So I'm going ahead to attach the gum stay to the lining and also the fashion fabric. I'll place the lining and the fashion fabric this way. I'll place it right side facing right side, and I'll stitch down 0.5 inch at the hem. And I'm done with that. I'll go ahead now and top stitch. Without the top stitch, I'll move the 0.5 inch sewing allowance towards the lining. Then I'll stitch down, and this is what it looks like. As you can see, I've gone ahead to top stitch. So as you can see now, my sleeve is coming out nicely. So the next thing I'll do now is to close up the sides of my sleeve. Now I'm going to stitch down 0.5 inch on each side, and I am done with that. So I'm going to turn the sleeve now to the right side so that we'll see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, the inside and the outside is looking very neat. So the next thing I'll do now is to stitch down the lining and the fabric together, and I'm done with that. And this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead now and trim out every little excess that I have around the sleeve. I'll go ahead now and notch the midpoint of my sleeve. From this midpoint, I'll come down by 4 inches towards the side. Then at the other side also, I'll go down by 4 inches. After that is done, I'll fix my needle and thread. Then I'll stitch from these 4 inches. I'll stitch with a loose stitch. You can use your sewing machine, you can use needle and thread. So I'm going to use needle and thread to do this right now. I'll have a loose stitch all the way from these 4 inches down to the other 4 inches. I'm done with that. So I'm just going to tie this tip now so that it won't pull out once I detach the needle. Once I'm done with that, I'm just going to drag this side now. I'll drag here and also drag this side, and as you can see, my puff is out. And once I'm done dragging, I'll tie it so that it will stay intact while I'm stitching. And I'm done tying the puff. As you can see, my sleeve is ready and it's neat both inside and outside. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to attach it to the bodice. In order to do that, I'll place one of the sides close to the side for my blouse. I'll attach it by 1 inch. If you remember, I left 1.5 inch sewing allowance and I used 0.5 inch to join the line and the sleeve, so we have 1 inch left. So I'm going to attach it this way now. So I'm going to pin down first before I take it to the sewing machine. So I'll pin it down. I'll pin it down all the way around. And if you notice, the gathers now is at the midpoint. The gathers is starting close to the midpoint, that is at the shoulder joining for my blouse. I'm going to pin it all around and stitch by 0.5 inch. This is what it looks like after joining. And the next thing I'm going to do now is to close up the sides of my sleeve. Before I close, I'll trim off this thread I used for the gathers so that I'll have a neat finishing. If you have a weaving machine, you can just weave this side. I'll just go ahead now, close off my sleeve by the sewing allowance. As you can see, if you have watched to this point, thank you very much. Please drop a heart for me on the comment section. Let me know if you watched this point. And I am done joining, so I'll turn it out now for us to see the final result. And guys, my sleeve is ready. I hope you love what you see. I have a tutorial on how to cut and sew the blouse. I'll drop the link for you on the, and I hope you've subscribed. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more. See you in my next video.